first started watching The Masked Singer since its first season, which is season 1 episode 3. And ever since then I've been watching every single episode of the show. It really is one of the best shows I've ever watched, and I'm so glad to watch it. It's a mystery show where you guess who's behind the mask and see which celebrity could it be. And it's also a fun show with costumes and talent, and it's all a mystery. It's creative, and that's why I love this show so much. It's always great seeing Nick Cannon as the host of the show, and also with Robin, Jenny, Ken and Nicole until Rita replaced Nicole since season 11. I do love seeing them on the show and seeing guests on the show as well. But to be honest, when it got to season 7 of The Masked Singer, that's when I realized they're starting to have some problems in my opinion. But they do get a good amount better from time to time, but still. So right now I have 5 topics I want to talk about that need to fix, so let's get started. So we're first starting off with the celebrities. Back then the show had a really good amount of celebrity reveals that actually surprised and shocked me, and to be honest, it was great seeing them on the show. Even the ones that didn't seem that big in the earlier seasons were still good in their own way. But now they don't bring too much big celebrities, which is disappointing. No offense, I am glad they came and had a good time, but having big celebrities is one of the main parts of the show. They still can bring some good and big reveals on the show, but they haven't done it too much recently. Like, I want to see more reveals like Snail Amy the Frog, Ice Cream Ninja, Robot Lil Wayne, Sarah Palin, or Kevin Hart. Anonymous Demi Lovato, and, of course, Unknown himself. We don't want too many small celebrities that we don't really know like this. For example, no offense, but I'm sure maybe like 94% of the audience don't know who they are. And I feel like nowadays I get too excited that this costume will be someone who we actually know that can surprise and shock us, but they turn out to just be someone that I didn't want to expect, and yes, in a bad way. So I'm definitely okay if there are some small reveals, but please, for the love of God, bring at least like 3, 4 or 5 big celebrities that I actually know. Now let's get started with the next topic. So we are now going to talk about the show getting predictable from time to time. Now don't get me wrong, they still surprise us and shock us with some stuff we don't expect, but sometimes we can just tell what's going to happen. Back then the show felt unpredictable, and that's why it was so exciting, but now it's not really that unpredictable anymore. Maybe it's because the show isn't too new anymore. But we can tell like who's going to be eliminated, who's going to be behind that mask and other stuff like this. I know since its first season, most people do get like almost everyone correct under the mask, but I think we can all agree that we need harder clue packages, or less clues, like, for example, 3 each week, so that way it can be like a 50-50 guessing. It will be hard to tell who's behind the mask, and a good amount of fans in the show will still get a good amount correct of who's behind the mask. And another thing that's mostly predictable is that in the finale, whoever performs last wins the season, and it would be good if some of the contestants trick us with their voices as well while performing under the mask. To be honest, as much as Lucky Duck was for sure a good reveal, it was predictable. Next time if they have another Cluedo Dog or Lucky Duck, I don't think you should have like Robin's wife or Ken's wife here. It gets predictable in Cluedo Dog and Lucky Duck rarely have clues, so it would make this more fun and tricky if they have someone else, like someone who's been on the show before or someone big behind the mask. Now let's go to the next topic. Now the next thing we are going to talk about is leaks and spoilers. Now back the show rarely had leaks and spoilers, and that's what made the show more fun. But now there seems to be a good amount of spoilers and leaks. Like, I feel like they show too much in trailers that we can tell what's going to happen. Like, I think ever since season 8, the show has more leaks and spoilers than before. We can tell like how many rounds are the contestants going to last based off their performance backgrounds, who's going to go home based on its outfit helping them take off the mask and stuff like this. I know since its first season and earlier seasons, there were some backgrounds of contestants we saw, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. I think they should only show one background of the contestant, which is their first performance, so that way we can't tell how many rounds are they going to last in the show. And I've been spoiled of who won the latest 3 seasons. Season 11 was because we saw Gumball unmasking in the finale background while Goldfish is in the right corner with the Golden Mask trophy. Season 12 was because we saw the Golden Mask trophy near Buffalo's while unmasking. And season 13 was because someone spoiled who got 6th to 1st place. Yet the security of the show recently hasn't been too good, and I feel like they accidentally show us some spoilers we don't want to see. The fact that the season 11 winner has been leaked and and season 11 runner-up before the season even started pissed me off. So please, don't show us too many leaks and spoilers and make things too predictable. And make sure the security is strict so that way most people won't spoil of what happened on the show recently. It's not like it's never gonna happen, we will find out soon. So let's get started with the next topic. Now we are going to talk about talent. While the talent recently doesn't seem that bad, I feel like back then they put a lot of effort for talent back then. There were some tough episodes and contestants that do feel good in those episodes, especially season 2. Season 2 is hands down the best season, based off talent like no one this season was really terrible, and I really loved the final 5 this season too. Back then we can't really tell who's going to win or go home, but recently we can just tell who's going to win and who goes home most times. It would be awesome and amazing if the Masked Singer puts a lot of effort, like our 5 contestants we love on this season. So I just hope for the talent to be incredible in the future. Now let's talk about the last topic of this video. Now the last topic we are going to talk about is the show's freshness. Back then the show felt so fresh, and it makes sense because it was new by the time they put a lot of effort into the earlier seasons. But now they are just making a season and barely doing any changes to the show. I am glad they changed things up each season, but it doesn't feel too big anymore. For me, the Masked Singer's best seasons are hands down seasons 2 and 3. They still make things a good amount fresh, but it hasn't been too exciting recently. So I just hope for their future seasons to be fresh. And yeah, that's all the reasons why I think the Masked Singer sadly isn't what it used to be. Now I'm never going to stop watching this show, and I will watch it until its final episode of the show. It's still a great show, of course. And I only watch the United States version of the show because that's what I understand most, but I do hear news about other versions of the show. I just still wish we got more seasons like season 2 where the talent was awesome and the show was still new, and season 3 where the show was still new with lots of episodes and big effort into the season. I just miss watching this show back then when it was fresh, new, felt unpredictable, not worrying about leaks and spoilers on the show, seeing big celebrities we actually know on the show, and seeing incredible, unpredictable, amazing talent. One thing I will mention is that I was mad at Oscar De La Hoya was on the Masked Singer as Fuzzy Piss, because we already reacted to his reveal as Sabara on the Masked Dancer. Now I know it's a different show, but it's the same audience, and they are both United States versions that premiered on Fox. He even did worse on the Masked Singer than Dancer. Now I know some celebrities compete on the United States version after competing on another version of the show, but I never saw the reveal on the United States Masked Singer, and it's a different audience, and I know some of the celebrities come on as guests before they compete, and I'm definitely okay with that because this is the first time reacting to their reveal. Based off all these problems I mentioned, I was honestly glad season 14 got delayed. I kind of expected something like this would happen, but I was mostly shocked but not upset at all. The reason why I kind of expected it because they didn't announce the season 14 release date sooner like they did in other seasons while airing. But they could have maybe just announced it on the finale day and say it's coming in the usual dates, but no, they got delayed to the 7th of January 2026. Having the show twice a year in the spring and fall is a perfect schedule, but if they can't have time to fix those problems, it may be best for them to do once a year in the spring. I say spring instead of fall because we get some weeks cancelled on the fall because of the World Series and Thanksgiving. Even though for me the fall seasons feel more special than the spring seasons. So season 14 is looking great so far, but I'm not kidding when I say this. They better have some big celebrities we actually know under the mask. Make this season unpredictable, not show too many leaks and spoilers in trailers and not hear spoilers. See incredible, unpredictable talent and change this season a lot to make it fresh. And it seems like the Masked Singer is really promising for that to us fans, which is great to hear. I know some of you guys are upset when it got delayed, but for me it was a good thing. If season 14 of the show was in the fall instead of next year's January, most of their problems wouldn't be fixed at all. Maybe a little bit, but that's about it, if so. So yay, that's all I gotta say. I'm just gonna pray that all their problems get fixed and let's make the show better and great instead of a bad ending. So yay, I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.